All right, we should be live, Spence. I don't know. I can't see the chat moving yet, but hopefully we're live.
Oh, welcome back, all my YouTube subscribers, Twitter followers, all the big Blue Giants fans out there.
Ooh. Welcome back, all my YouTube subscribers, Twitter followers, all the big sports fans out there. We're talking college football tonight. We're talking a little NFL football, and I'm excited to be talking to Spence again on Insomnia Sports.
Hell yeah! Does this channel sleep?
We never. Are we live, by the way?
Listen, this is like a bullpen. I was telling people that we are the bullpen. It could have even been called Bullpen Sports.
There we go. All right, we're live. I see Nathan Hill in the chat. What's going on, Nathan? How you doing?
You see Nathan Hill, you know it's a beautiful day.
So right now we got the Texas Tech game on. We're going to talk NCAA football. We're also going to preview tomorrow's NFL matchups. But we'll give you the play-by-play in the second half of the college game, and then we'll get into the NFL a little bit.
All right, let me see if we're live, man.
We got to be live because I just saw Nathan in the chat.
We are. All right, let me see if we're live, man. We're live.
So you ready to go?
Yeah, I'm in, man. Let's rock and roll. I'm kind of watching the chat, kind of watching you, so yeah, let's do it.
All right, so we got a commercial right now. I figure we'll stick with one game right now. You want to stick with the Texas Tech game?
Yeah, we'll stick with Texas Tech, absolutely.
All right, very good. So we got a commercial right now. What do you want to talk about? Go ahead.
Well, and the great news is the chat's going to determine a lot of what we're going to talk about. I mean, I want to talk a lot about tomorrow's games. And I also want to talk about the Jimmy Butler trade extensively with you right now.
All right, you want to get? By the way, Nathan just let me know that Notre Dame is rolling. I like to see that. Yeah, as far as the Jimmy Butler trade goes, I think it was a no-brainer. I get what people said that the Timberwolves had to trade him. Everybody knew it. Their hands were tied. But they should have made the trade with Houston, as you said in your video. They could have got 4 first-round picks, and they basically got 2 good role players for a borderline superstar. That's basically what happened.
Right.
You know? And I couldn't believe the backlash you got for your video.
Even if it was one guy, I mean, I don't know why somebody would think like that Dario and that Covington is going to take over for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Like, I don't understand how they think that that the Timberwolves are going to be competing in the Western Conference. I don't think they're going to be competing at all in the Western Conference.
No, they're not. The Timberwolves are done at this point this year. I mean, they weren't going anywhere to begin with this year, but last year I was very high on the Timberwolves, and they disappointed. And I'll tell you this right now, the Sixers are one big player away at the deadline from contending for the NBA championship. That was a huge addition for the Sixers.
Could the Sixers afford one more player, like a McCollum or somebody?
Why not? You trade some first-round draft picks. I mean,
cap situation.
Well, Jimmy Butler doesn't have a max deal right now. Simmons is on a he hasn't hit his max free agency yet. So I would think they have cap space.
Embiid?
I don't think Embiid's hit a max contract yet either.
Oh, so you know what can end up happening? You know what could end up happening is that the Sixers can either get C.J. McCollum, but more realistically, I've heard 2 other trades, and I'll propose them to you. I heard the Sixers could end up getting Bradley Beal from the Washington Wizards, because the Wizards are a complete train wreck. I don't know if it's John Wall's fault. I don't know if it's Bradley Beal, Otto Porter. That team just doesn't get along at all. They're like 2-11. I don't know what's going to happen with Washington. So what's going on with Washington? Like, what do you think's going on with the Wizards right now?
I mean, the Wizards every year they disappoint. I mean, every year, and the Otto Porter contract was an albatross. They gave him a near max contract for a guy that's basically a role player. But I mean, every year they underachieve because every year you think they're going to be one of the top 2 or 3, 4 teams in the East, and they disappoint, and that's what's happening this year. But I love Bradley Beal. I actually hope Bradley Beal becomes a Knick. I think he is a very underrated player in this league. I think he's a top 15, 20 player. I personally would rather have him than Butler because of his age, and I just think he's a better offensive player.
Yeah, I think so as well.
And by the way, we got Texas in the shotgun, up 14 points here. We got 6 minutes to go in the third. 2nd and 10, back to pass. That's a beautiful back shoulder fade there on the sideline.
Oh no, I'm always behind.
I could pause it.
Oh damn, that's a hell of a throw and catch. Hey, you know what, man? I just looked up on YouTube that somebody put down, like, kind of in an annoying way, they put down like they put down Lakers Kings like live stream, and it's showing like the Lakers and the Kings, and they have like 500 people viewing that shit, and it's kind of like a little hokey, clickbaity. So we could also put Lakers Kings in our title. We could always adjust the title as the video goes along.
You can do it right now. You want to do it right now? We could talk.
Yeah. I'll adjust it.
I don't care. I'll talk Lakers Kings if you want.
Yeah, we'll talk whatever. I mean, you know, we're talking right now about the Wizards, but yeah, I might go ahead and like fix. I might go ahead and like edit our
title
subscriber base. Yes. You understand?
Whatever you got to do it. So we got 24-10 Texas right now, and they are driving 2nd and 3. They're on the, I want to say, the 40-yard line of Texas, 37-yard line of Texas Tech, and they're about to go up by 3 scores here. Texas Tech stuffs the run there. 2-yard loss. We're gonna have a 3rd and 5 coming up.
Yeah, baby. I'm rooting for Texas Tech.
And Nathan, I agree with that. John Wall, I love John Wall. 2 years ago, John Wall really took a huge step forward in the playoffs, but he gets hurt all the time. And that's the problem with John Wall. I love John Wall. I think he might be the most explosive player in the league. He has such a quick first step, him or Kyrie Irving. But the problem is he always gets hurt, and he doesn't have much of a jump shot. So we got Texas here, 3rd and 4, man in motion.
All right, let's see. Here, I'll add the tags.
That's going to be another... I'll tell you, this quarterback here for Texas, he looks good.
You mean Sam Ehlinger, the little guy?
That's his second beautiful throw I just saw him make on the sideline.
Yeah.
Great.
He's an interesting quarterback. He doesn't have the biggest arm, but the thing about Sam Ehlinger is that his father actually passed away in high school. He has a great story. He's from Texas himself, grew up a Texas fan, and he's a great underdog character. He's one of JC's favorite players.
I'll tell you, the 2 throws I just saw, perfect back shoulder fade on the sideline.
Yes.
I was impressed.
Of course.
Now, is that Kings game on national? Can I watch that? Because if not, there's no point in putting that in the title.
Well, I can maybe give you my password.
Well,
I can maybe give you my online password.
Because there should be a...
Let's see. Bro, I think it's going to get updated. Trust me.
What do you mean updated?
I think our title's going to be updated soon.
Yeah, but...
Yeah, it is updated.
But I can't talk Kings. I can't get the game on my TV.
Hey, why don't you try to sign into my NBA League Pass?
But if I do that, I'm not going to have you on my laptop.
Wait, do you get a free trial of League Pass? I think you do.
I'll take a look.
5 people are in the chat. I'll watch Kings Lakers for the freaking people out there. For the people.
Go ahead.
If you're a Kings Lakers fan, then put yourself in the chat and I'll address it, okay?
I'm typing in right now, see if I get
that game should be on NBA TV. Like, why doesn't NBA TV? I hate when NBA TV just has, like, NBA game time, you know? Like that's pointless. Just throw on games, right?
Yeah, I agree with you. Well,
do you watch starters?
Do I watch what?
The starters or any NBA TV shows?
Every once in a while, yeah. But the problem is I work nights, but when I get the opportunity, yeah, I will.
Well, we'll just watch Texas Tech. Oh, look at this. Ehlinger drops it off. Come on, defense, good. I picked the Red Raiders to come back to win, so I'm pretty disappointed that the Red Raiders are not really doing well.
Yeah, I can't get the game. I don't think I get the game.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. I'll watch Texas Tech anyway. I don't think everybody's going to be coming in for the Kings Lakers anyway.
Right. Yeah, I'm looking. I'm trying to find the NBA League Pass on my.
Yeah, once we're all living in the house together, and JC said that he wanted to move up north anyway, So imagine when he moves up north, like near my house, like how much easier this is going to get.
Oh my! Well, that's the mission of this channel. We got to make the trailer so people know that. I think that would be a cool thing for people to know about the channel. But the mission for this channel is for us to eventually be able to not have to stream over the internet. We just do it together.
All right, let's get to a topic, okay? We're going to be streaming Cowboys-Eagles tomorrow night. Do you think Dallas can keep it close, especially in the first half? I mean, what do you think about the first quarter? Because I think the Eagles are going to be favored in the first half by about 3 points. Do you think the Eagles will be up at 3 by halftime?
I think the Eagles are going to wipe the floor with Dallas. I think they are absolute trash. And, yeah, I could see your comments, Nathan. I could see your comments. I'm just trying to scan through my TV to try to get that basketball game. But I think the Cowboys are finished. I think the Eagles are going to smack the hell out of them tomorrow. And I see the Eagles win that game by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, so you should probably bet on the Eagles then in the first half line. I mean, the one thing about Dallas is that can Ezekiel Elliott run the football against that Eagles front? And I don't think it's going to happen because Connor Williams out of Texas has been a complete train wreck at right guard for them. They drafted him in the second round. He's been really shitty. Their center Travis Frederick is out. Lyle Collins has regressed ever since his LSU days. And that's why Dallas just does not have the offensive line in that formula. And I look at Dak Prescott. I don't even think Dak Prescott is fast. I don't think his throwing motion is very compact or quick. And those wide receivers, even Cole Beasley, they have no tight end play. They really are missing Jason Witten. Their defense needs to play just about perfectly for that team to win. And I think the Eagles are picking up momentum. I don't see Dallas winning tomorrow night either, although it might be a close game just because it's an NFC East battle.
There's nothing special about Dak Prescott. Like you said, he has no plus speed, he has no plus arm, he's not incredibly accurate. He does nothing for me. And I think the Eagles, like you said, I think the Eagles will be able to contain Elliott. And when you can contain Elliott, the Cowboys go nowhere on offense. And I'll be interested to see how Amari Cooper does second week with the Cowboys. I just don't think that Dak's going to be able to get him the football. That's the problem there. And I think the Eagles are going to run away with this one. The Eagles are starting to click. And if I do bet a game tomorrow, that would be the game I would bet. Because I think I don't know what the spread is. I'm guessing it's 6 or 7.
Yeah.
I think the Eagles cover that easily. I wouldn't mess around with first halves, first quarters, third quarters. But for full game, I'm taking the Eagles, and I'm taking the Eagles big to cover that spread.
Why not take the first half? I think first half spreads are kind of my thing lately because, the Eagles only have to be beating Dallas by about 3 points for you to win big bucks, because that eliminates backdoor covers and things. I also took the New Orleans Saints -3 in the first half over the Cincinnati Bengals.
I don't mean to interrupt you. I just want to address Nathan. Nathan says Golden Tate's going to have 2 touchdowns tomorrow. What do you think about that?
No. Listen, I like Golden Tate. I think he's going to have about maybe 3 catches, 4 catches, but that would just be an absurd debut,
Yeah, well, and you figure he's got to take. It usually takes a couple weeks to get adjusted to the new quarterback, the new system. It's rare. Yeah, it's rare that
splash, but that would be insane if he had that good of a debut.
By the way, what a pickup! I'm just thinking about wide receiver additions. What a pickup Josh Gordon has been for the Patriots.
Yeah.
I mean, you saw him last week. He tore him up. What's going on, 20 Savage? Thank you for tuning into the live stream.
Savage, what up, bro? Subscribe to this channel, man. He's a hell of a guy. He's a big Texas Longhorns fan. They're playing really good football, actually, right now. So I got to give them some credit, man, because Texas Tech beat their ass last year in Austin, Texas. during Thanksgiving weekend, because a lot of these games, are during Thanksgiving, and this game is like early for some reason with the Big 12. So, but Texas still has to play Iowa State. So, 20 Savage, your boys still have to beat Iowa State. And Iowa State is going to mop the floor with those Longhorns. So
I'm turning on the Irish so I can watch it with Nathan Hill, since we're both big Fighting Irish fans, as the Notre Dame Fighting Irish are up 35-13 on Florida State. But I'm just pulling up a couple of the games tomorrow NFL to talk about. A couple of key matchups I like. I'm interested in the New Orleans Bengals game in Cincinnati. Do you think Cincinnati stands a chance at winning that game at home?
The game is on the road in Cincinnati, right?
It's in Cincinnati.
Yes, I think that the Saints are going to win that football game. I don't think that the Bengals really have, an opportunity to win. Their defense is going to have to play tremendously. But I still like the Saints. I like the Saints in the first half. I like the Saints for the whole game. Andy Dalton's going to have a career day. Now, there's upsets everywhere in the NFL. But to me, the Bengals are a team that I think I see the Saints still winning that game with their running game. I mean, sorry to be boring, but I got to go with the Saints. How about you?
I did the picks video on JC's channel this week, and I took the Saints. But it is not a game where I'd be shocked if the Bengals win at home. But I'll tell you one thing about the Saints. Traditionally, they are a much better team at home. This year, they are 4-0 on the road, which shocked me. And they have just been they're just, in my opinion, they're the best team in football. And they are going to be very tough to beat in the playoffs, the New Orleans Saints.
Now, their secondary is not that good. Even Eli Apple starting. You have Ken Crawley and P.J. Williams. Their linebacking core is decent with A.J. Klein there in the middle of the field. Their defensive line with Cameron Jordan and Sheldon Rankins is good. So I'd say that their defense is very good. And when you look at the NFC, I think that they can beat the Rams, especially if they get home field. I hope this guy takes it to the crib. He gets up to about the 38-yard line. But I like the New Orleans Saints as well. It's hard to go against Drew Brees. If they get home field, I completely agree with you that nobody beats them in that dome. So the real weakness is their secondary, though. So,
yeah. Yeah, well, the key to me to beating the Saints, and it's a lot easier said than done, especially with Kamara and Ingram on the team, is to make Drew Brees have to air it out. And Drew Brees is a great quarterback, but if you look at how much more efficient Brees has been the last 2 years because they've had a running game, the years when he was throwing for 5,500 yards, he was putting up the stats, but they weren't winning football games. So that's how you beat them, but that's a lot easier said than done. It's not easy. It's not easy to stuff Alvin Kamara. That guy is just like the human joystick.
Kamara is a complete freak. He's so fast, and his ball skills catching the football are just absolutely incredible. I mean, he's one of the most special running backs I've ever seen. If you put Alvin Kamara, do you think he could be a top 15 running back of all time if he keeps up this production?
Oh, come on. I think you're jumping the gun a little bit with that. Top 15 of all time?
Yes.
All right, let me think about it. Just in my lifetime, I don't think he'll ever pass Adrian Peterson. I don't think he'll ever pass Barry Sanders. I don't think he'll ever pass Emmitt Smith. I don't think he'll ever pass
I think he can pass Frank Gore. How about Terrell Davis? I think he could be better than Terrell
Davis.
Well,
the problem with Terrell Davis is he was short-lived.
Right.
But I don't think he'd pass Curtis Martin.
I think he could pass Curtis Martin, absolutely.
He's not passing Walter Payton, that's for sure, Nathan Hill. And he ain't passing Gale. He's probably not passing Gale Sayers either.
Right. Well, Dickerson. I mean, a lot of these guys I didn't grow up watching. Maybe you did.
Jim Brown. I'm not that old. Jim Brown. He's not passing.
Yeah.
He's a great running back. I'm not gonna get that crazy though.
All right. I love this format because this is almost like a summertime topic because me and you right now, since there's no specific game, what we can do is we can answer all these questions. Who do you think has more potential before we address the chat, because there's some good chat questions? Who do you think has more potential, Tyreek Hill or Alvin Kamara? All-time potential.
Fantastic question. I'll tell you this. Tyreek Hill is unlike any other player I've ever seen. I mean, this guy is like Usain Bolt out there. That's how fast he is. He reminds me of Deshaun Jackson, but he's even quicker. And when he first came into the league, you figured he'd be a gadget player. But this guy has developed into a legitimate wide receiver one. But Kamara could be used in different ways. It's so tough. I love both of them. I'll say Kamara because he's a running back. And he could be used as both a running back and a wide receiver. I think he could affect the game more. But Tyreek Hill is on. I'll tell you this. Before the new rules, I might have said Tyreek Hill with the kick returns. But with the new rules where there's no kick returns, I'm gonna go Kamara.
Do you know Dante Hall from the Chiefs? You remember him?
20 Savage. That's my channel name. It's Entertainer with an 8. You know what? I'll type it in the chat. Can you type it in the chat? I don't know. But it's Entertainer Talking Sports.
Hey, so Savage, I don't want to get away from what he asked. He asked you, specifically you, and also me. He asked, when are the Texas Longhorns winning a national championship?
Oh.
You have to answer that question with all your college football expertise.
I'm not. I'll be the first to say I enjoy college football. I'm not nearly as proficient as JC and Rover Sports with college football, but just as a casual fan of college football, I don't see Texas winning for a while because Alabama dominates the sport. The whole SEC dominates the sport. It's possible, but I don't see it for a while. I know that they won, when they had Vince Young, and that, by the way, that might be the greatest game in the history since I've been watching sports, period. That 2006 national championship game was unbelievable. And who would have thought all the players in that game, Reggie Bush, Matt Leinart, Vince Young,
Lendell White.
Wasn't Steve Smith on that team too? The Giants, Steve Smith, the wide receiver?
Of USC?
Yeah, I think he was on that team.
Possible. Who was the deep threat on USC, though? Was it? There's so many. There's a USC receiver that I'm thinking of that was so damn good.
Actually, I know Steve Smith was on that team because the next year was his rookie year when the Giants went to the Super Bowl. So, but who would have thought? Who would have thought out of all those players?
Gosh, it was Dwayne Jarrett. Is that his name? Jarrett.
Yeah. That's who it was. Dwayne Jarrett. I remember the name.
USC wide receiver 2005.
But who would have thought?
It was Steve Smith. You're right.
Yeah, but who would have thought out of all those players, none of them are going to be Hall of Famers, which is crazy to me.
I thought Lendell White played at Texas. He played at USC.
But to answer his question, and it's not a knock on Texas, I just think right now the SEC owns college football, and they have owned it for quite some time.
Well, I have to tell you something. The SEC does not completely own college football. It's Alabama, which is a very good team.
Very good.
But I think Clemson is in the ACC. So I think you have Dabo, but Nick Saban's very good. But just looking at Texas in the Big 12, their defense is actually kind of where it needs to be. The problem is, to win in college football, you need a Deshaun Watson-type quarterback.
Right.
You need a Deshaun Watson. So, for me, if Texas is ever going to win under Tom Herman, it's going to be in 5 years. Because the defense is very good. Just this Sam Ehlinger kid and all these quarterbacks that they've recruited, they are not elite. Texas's offense is not even the best in their conference. Oklahoma's better than Texas right now, Chris. So, I think Texas, it's going to take about 5 to 7 years. But again, look at the Georgia Bulldogs. It takes maybe 2 recruiting classes, so it could happen in 4 or 5 years. It's not inconceivable. Conceivable. And listen, like, Alabama's very good, but also they have Tua Tagovailoa, and I think Tua is one of the greatest college players that we're ever going to see in our lifetime. So Alabama's going to get back to having an A.J. McCarron, Greg McElroy type of quarterback, a freaking Jake Coker. We're going to be fine with Alabama. It's just like they have the Kevin Durant of football right now on the Warriors. That's kind of what it's like.
I got a question for you, though. And I was just thinking about it as you were talking. Since you've been watching college football, who is the greatest college football player? I'm just talking college football. College football player you've ever seen.
A guy that just like captivated.
Okay, I got a couple of guys that jump out to me. Tim Tebow, Reggie Bush, Ricky Williams for Texas. Those are the guys that jump off to me.
Now, do they have to have?
Manziel too. That's a good one.
Yeah, Johnny. Do they have to have like a great NFL career? Or
no. Strictly college. That's why I said Tebow. Tebow didn't have a good NFL.
Manziel is one of my favorites ever, but Tim Tebow was never a great thrower of the ball. He would kind of just run the ball between the tackles. So he wasn't like he wasn't like a guy that was jaw-droppingly incredible. I think that actually, if you remember Reuben Foster at Alabama,
yeah,
he was one of my favorite linebackers in all of college football. This year, you have Hollywood Brown from Oklahoma. That's a very special, like a Tyreek Hill type player. RG3 was really amazing at Baylor. So let's just look at the Heisman Trophy winners. Matt Leinart was also just incredible.
I was never impressed with Matt Leinart as a college player. I know he was very good, but he never jumped off the page to me.
How about Jabril Peppers? How about Reggie Bush?
Reggie Bush is a guy I said. Reggie Bush, he's got to be up there.
How about Cadillac Williams, Cam Newton?
Cam Newton's a good one.
Let's think, and there's going to be other people that put it in the chat. I mean, I wasn't young enough, or I wasn't old enough to see Doug Flutie play football in college.
Neither was I, but Ricky Williams, for me, I remember him as a kid. He was unbelievable in college.
Texas. Did you watch Peyton Manning in college?
Yeah, I was still young though. I was 11, but yeah. But Ricky.
How about Charlie Ward?
I mean, obviously I saw him with the Knicks, but I didn't get to appreciate him that much at college. I remember, I think he played Nebraska and Florida State that year were the top two teams when he was the quarterback, but I don't remember him that well in college.
Let's think of the great running backs at college of recent history. Great running backs.
You got well, we said a bunch of them already in college. You had Bush, you had Ricky Williams.
All right, but let's narrow it down. I think Johnny Manziel, favorite college player. The way he went against Alabama was absolutely incredible both years. He was electric to watch play. He'd scramble for touchdowns. He'd do just about everything that you needed him to do. I think Johnny Football was maybe the most fun player I've ever seen play college football ever.
I got another good one for you, but it was before our time a little bit, but he killed it in college, but it was for a smaller school, Marshall Faulk.
At San Diego State.
San Diego State, yeah. And another great one who went to a small school at Alcorn State was Steve McNair.
Mm-hmm. I saw his highlights, too. He was ridiculous there.
Yeah.
In Mississippi, by the way.
Yeah.
And he even made Jeff Fisher, like, that's an amazing accomplishment, is he took Jeff Fisher to that level, you know, which was a Super Bowl winning level.
Steve McNair, to me, is one of my favorite players of all time because that guy, he played through any kind of, you name an injury, he played through it. He could have a broken arm, a broken leg, he's going out there and he's playing. That's what I loved about him. He was the toughest football quarterback I've ever seen.
And he also had that quick release. He was, he was a guy who just, he was like an Iron Man, you know, McNair. And a lot of people right now, like if he were getting drafted in this NFL, they'd say he's too slow to play in this NFL from the quarterback standpoint. But, you know, I think he'd find a way because he does protect the football as well.
Yeah, I love McNair.
Well, Entertainer, I want to ask you this question about college football, and I wonder if you saw both of these games. What was the more unlikely and shocking outcome? The kick six where Alabama kicked it and Auburn ran it all the way back for a touchdown in the Iron Bowl, or the Michigan State play where literally the Michigan punter, he literally could have done anything but what he did.
I got to go with the Michigan play. I got to go with the Michigan State.
I was flipping out in my house when it happened. My mom, everybody was downstairs. They fought something unreal. I literally woke up the whole neighborhood when that play happened. I mean, that was the craziest play of my lifetime because you can run that scenario back a million times. They could do anything.
Well, how about when the Giants played the Eagles? It was very similar, where they punted it to Deshaun Jackson. Yeah, but with the miracle at the Meadowlands.
Oh.
Why would you ever punt that to him? You kick it out of bounds, the game goes to overtime.
That game was fun. I mean, I just remember Brent Selleck running 100 yards on our ass. You know, I remember Michael Vick just going insane, but I remember Brent Selleck, and I'm like, wow, we can't tackle him at all. I wasn't, like, completely just totally dead.
How were you not dead after that game? The Giants had, like, a 24-point lead going into the fourth quarter, and then Michael Vick...
Because we weren't eliminated from playoff contention.
What are you talking about? That was the last game of the year. That was to make the playoffs.
No, it wasn't. Look it back.
Look it back. I remember watching it at Bar. I was depressed.
Green Bay. We still had Green Bay. We got the shit beat out of us by Green Bay the following week, and then we went to Baltimore. Look it up right now.
Yeah, no, I don't need to look it up. I know it was the last game of the year.
It wasn't the last game of the year.
I know if the Giants needed that game to make the playoffs. I know that.
Anything. Well, yeah, because then they lost the other two games. Okay, but listen, I think the Lawrence Tynes game where I was at Lincoln Financial Field and that kick came short, that game broke my heart more. I see if you remember, Chris, do you remember the game where Jay Feely had 4 field goals in Seattle to win and he missed them all?
Of course.
I died at that game.
I just want to address the chat a little bit. I see Savage asking me if I got a notification. I'm checking it now.
JC's in the chat. What up?
I didn't get a notification, but I'm sure I'm sure you joined. Well, I'll tell you right now if my sub count went up. And JC, welcome back, brother.
Yo, there should be a thing where like if these guys bring subs to the channels or something, they should be rewarded.
Yeah, my sub count went up. I gained a sub. Thank you very much for joining the channel, 20 Savage. I appreciate that. As I obviously talk mainly New York sports, but I do, I basically Broad Sports is for this channel, New York Sports is for that channel. But if you enjoy my content, I hope you check me out over there too. And JC, by the way, if I don't know if 20 Savage is subscribed to JC, but if you're not, I don't know what you're doing. This guy is the best football YouTuber on YouTube. He's tremendous, and he actually did. If you want to go back and look earlier, he did the first half of the college football game. So please check that out. Yankees suck. I agree with you, 20 Savage. I'm a huge Met fan. I can't stand the Yankees.
I mean, who did you hate on the Yankees, like, growing up and stuff?
Who did I hate on the Yankees? Name a player. I mean, I couldn't. You know what it was? You know what it is? I didn't hate many Yankee players, to be fair. I hated a lot of the Yankee fans. The prototypical, I don't watch baseball until October 30th fans. Those are the fans I can't stand. I remember one time, I got a funny story. I'm at a Met-Yankee game at Yankee Stadium, and I don't remember what it was. I think I was tearing apart. What's going on, G-Man 49? Thanks for joining the chat, brother. I don't remember. I was probably ragging on the Yankees the whole time, whatever it was. And Derek Jeter, I'm in my Met hat, my Met jersey at Yankee Stadium. And Derek Jeter hits a home run. And this guy turns around, he looks at me right in the eyes, and he starts chanting 1984. And I look at him, I go, 1984? Because usually when Yankee fans torment the Mets, they say 1986, because it's the last year the Mets won the World Series. So I made the guy look like a fool. The guy had no idea what he was talking about. He thought that was the last time the Mets won the World Series, the 1984. I said, what are you taunting me for when Doc Gooden won the Rookie of the Year? And that signifies what Yankee fans are about, in my opinion. A lot of Yankee fans, not all, but a lot of Yankee fans, they don't know nothing about baseball because they don't watch until the postseason. Met fans live and die pitch by pitch during the regular season. Met fans are true baseball fans. Unfortunately, we don't have much to root for.
Tanner, that story is so hilarious. Would you say that the Yankees fans, when did they start tormenting you? I'm going to try to dig deep into your psychology. Was it high school?
Okay, I don't want everybody to think that I hate the Yankees.
Come on, honesty here.
I know I've gotten to a point in my life where I don't root against the Yankees. I don't root for them. I don't root against them. I'm much more against the Phillies. I'm much more against the Nationals, the Braves. When I was a kid, I couldn't stand the Yankees. And it was because growing up as a kid, that everybody picks on you as a Mets fan when you're in high school, junior high school. That's why I get the Jet fans' perspective with the Giants, even though I don't think Giant fans really pick on the Jets, but I get it because you're the little brother. But I just feel like the Mets have a more passionate fan base. That's all.
You know what pisses me off is that, well, I'll be honest, I don't like fans that pretend that they know a ton about baseball. And for me, I mean, growing up, like kind of being a Giants fan from Pennsylvania and having my whole family kind of live in New Jersey, like I told you, I resonated with the Yankees growing up because of Derek Jeter, because of guys like Bernie Williams and the Sandman, Mariano Rivera. So
all great players.
The Yankees on the Yes Network was just such a classic team that I rooted for. And I just like their characters, you know. They had a lot of characters back in the early 2000s when I watched that were love-hate. Like, a guy that you hated is a guy that I loved, and it's Jason Giambi.
Oh, I hated him.
One of my all-time favorite
Yankees. That guy ate steroids for breakfast.
And then a guy that I know you watch baseball closely, but I love the rivalry. Like, the Subway Series was, I think, an awesome time for baseball.
Incredible.
Roger Clemens Piazza was one of the greatest rivalries. That was the sport. That was the time in baseball.
I got a question for you as a Yankee fan. I don't know how old you were at the time. 2000. How old were you?
I was probably like 7. I was like 6, 7 years old.
Okay, World Series 2000, Mets Yankees.
Yes. How
does Roger Clemens not get kicked out of the game? The first time Piazza comes to the plate, breaks his bat. The bat comes back to the pitching mound. Roger Clemens picks up he throws like a dagger at Mike Piazza, and he doesn't get kicked out of the game. How does that happen?
WWE.
It was unbelievable. He didn't even get a warning. It's ridiculous.
Well, things flew in baseball all the time back in those days, maybe, with the steroids.
It was because it was...
Did Sosa get kicked out for the cork bat? I don't even think so.
But Sosa wasn't throwing a weapon at somebody, at least.
Who was a great Mets player during that time? Name some players.
Mike Piazza, Edgardo Alfonso, Al Leiter, Mike Hampton. You want me to keep going? John Franco, Armando Benitez, Robin Ventura, John Olerud, Benny Agbayani, Jay Payton. I can go down the whole lineup if you want.
Those are all guys before like the time when I really paid attention was like the Delgado and the Reyes and the Wrights and you know that's kind of, I don't know, did Pedro never played for you guys either, right?
Yeah, he did. Pedro came to the Mets in 2005.
Right. But I just think Roger Clemens was a guy, if you're a Yankees fan, that you absolutely love. You know?
I guess. I don't know. I don't know many baseball fans.
Here's a guy that I love, too. Like, the villains of baseball made it fun. Like, Jabba Chamberlain's a guy that I loved. You know? Like, he's one of my favorite players. Now, here's the thing that I'll tell you that annoys me. I think do you hate the Red Sox as well?
No. I don't. Okay. I don't like the Red Sox, but I don't hate them.
As a Yankees fan, you hate the Red Sox. But the thing that's annoying is growing up, like in the Philly area, is people will just like the Red Sox just to hate on the Yankees, and then they'll pretend they're Red Sox fans, and those people kind of piss me off a little bit.
So JC says
bandwagoners.
JC says Reyes is his all-time favorite player, next to Ichiro. I mean Reyes might be my all-time. I love it's before both your guys' time. Edgardo Alfonso is my all-time favorite player. I freaking love Edgardo Alfonso, but Jose Reyes is very close. Great player.
What was Alfonso, a shortstop?
Second base. Actually, he came up as a third baseman. They moved him over to second base when they got Ventura. And Alfonso, just such a clutch hitter. Anytime he came up in a big spot, the guy got a hit. And he was one of those pesky hitters where he would fight off the pitch until he got a pitch that he could hit. I actually remember one at-bat one time. He had like a 12-pitch at-bat in a big spot. I don't remember the game exactly, but a game-winning hit. He had 12-pitch at-bat. Edgardo Alfonso, such a great clutch baseball player. Unfortunately, it was short-lived. He was only top-notch with the Mets for about 4 or 5 years, but great Met. And Reyes is probably the most exciting player in his prime I've ever seen on a diamond.
So do you like John Starks? You like the shortstops? I think you like the shortstops, and do you relate more, or do you like more the guys that are like the Craig Biggio type of guys, the shortstop guys?
Biggio's from Long Island originally. He's from Smithtown, Long Island.
Wow.
Yeah, he's originally from Long Island.
Always thought he was from the South, but like, do you relate more to the infielders that are not the power hitters than like the Delgados or the big power hitters?
Yeah, I'd much rather see a guy go first to third, beat up. I like speed. To me, that's more exciting than a guy hitting a home run. I feel like that's a lost art in baseball now.
Right. How much did you love Torrey Hunter on the Twins?
Great defender, not much of a hitter in my opinion. I'll tell you, the greatest defensive center fielder Andrew Jones is right there. I hate saying that as a Mets fan. He made everything look so easy. Jim Edmonds was unbelievable with the glove. That guy, and I can't believe that guy didn't get more consideration for the Hall of Fame. That is a disgrace, because the guy had like almost 400 home runs. Unbelievable defensive center fielder. To me, I think he's a Hall of Famer.
How about Griffey played center field, didn't he?
20 Savage, absolutely. Mike Trout was phenomenal. Mike Trout, if this guy could stay healthy, is going to go down as one of the top 5 to 10 players in the history of the sport. That's how good this guy is. He's a modern-day Mickey Mantle, only he doesn't drink like me. But he is a phenomenal. He is a phenomenal athlete. Griffey, of course. Griffey, before the injuries, was unbelievable. I remember watching him as a kid. Everybody loved Griffey. Him and Frank Thomas.
Yeah, I grew up playing backyard baseball, and I think baseball. The problem is, now I want to dig into this question because this is a modern sports conversation. Why isn't Mike Trout like a household name, or do you think that Mike Trout is under talked about or underappreciated?
He's definitely underappreciated.
And why is it that that's the case?
Okay. Well, I think baseball's not as big as it was when Griffey came up. That's for starters. And two, he plays in a small. He doesn't play in like New York, right? I mean, it's Anaheim, but it's not. He's not in the spotlight. He doesn't play for the Dodgers. He doesn't play for New York, Boston, St. Louis. He doesn't play for a premier franchise. Not many people care that much about the Anaheim Angels.
I gotcha. Here's one I want to tell you. What I wanted to say is that Bryce Harper has that flair about him that Mike Trout does not have.
Bryce Harper, to me,
he has the hair. The home run derby was absolutely spectacular. He brings I'm a common baseball fan, and Bryce Harper brings you into baseball.
To me, Bryce Harper is the most overrated player in the history of the sport. This guy he's like a career 250 hitter, and somebody's about to give this guy $300 million? Are you kidding me? He had one unbelievable year where he was the best player in the sport, but if you go outside that year, the guy's been an okay player. He's not this otherworldly player. He's not near Mike Trout. He's
a home run hitter, and he's an outfielder. I mean, he's a home run hitter.
Yeah, he's a home run hitter. Okay, I give you 1,000,000 home run hitters.
Well, he's like Jim Thome. That's kind of who he reminds me of.
He's like Jim Thome, only Jim Thome hits 700 career home runs, something or near 700 career home runs. Bryce Harper will never.
Harper's coming. And Harper's going to get a big-time deal, and Harper can resurrect his career, kind of like when A-Rod went to the Yankees. Like when Harper gets to an even bigger market like the Cubbies, I think Harper's going in the Cubs with Chris Bryant.
Harper's a great talent, but he's very overrated. To me,
he just had a shitty year last year. I mean, he had a terrible year.
All right, I'm going to keep talking. I'm going to pull up Harper's stats. Go ahead. Keep talking.
Well, who else is better than Harper? I mean, there's not a lot of consistently great hitters. Maybe Giancarlo Stanton is one. Aaron Judge.
Giancarlo Stanton's another overrated player. You look at his numbers. He's never hit more. He only hit over 33 home runs once in his whole career. That was the year before.
Who's an underrated player? I mean, you look at baseball.
Okay. I'm gonna give you. All right, I was wrong. Okay. Bryce had 2 great years, but one was cut short due to injury. But other than that, I'm going to give you his batting averages. 270, 274, 273, 330, which was his MVP type year, 243, 319 in an injury shortened year, and then last year he batted 249. He's a career 279 hitter. He strikes out 120 times every year. Right. The guy's overrated. He's
being a power hitter, but the thing is, modern baseball tells you to strike out rather than to make contact. That's the modern.
Okay. Bryce Harper has been in the league now for 6 years. How many 100 RBI seasons do you think he has?
2.
1. And he hit 100 on the dot. He's never had 101 RBIs in a season. And this guy's going to get paid $300 million because he's got long hair. He's a 270 career hitter with 100 RBI season.
All right. It's because he's in D.C. You're right. He gets the East Coast push, you know? You're right.
Mookie Betts is a much better player. Much better player.
Even, what's his name? Who's the third baseman on the Nationals? They have a good lineup. Like, Zimmerman's good, too. I mean...
Zimmerman had a great year 2 years ago because he must have taken steroids. He came back from the dead. But,
I mean, who is the guy... Who's, like, their third baseman, though, is really good. I'll pull up the Nationals lineup, you know. They have plenty of guys that...
they got, what's his name? He's got, like, it's on the tip of my tongue.
Trey Turner?
No, he's a shortstop. What's his name?
Hold on.
I can't stand the guy. He's a Rendon, right? Rendon.
Yes.
Yeah, he's a good player.
Jorge Rendon or
Anthony Rendon.
Anthony. Oh yes.
But we got off topic. We're supposed to be talking NFL. We just talked baseball for 15 minutes. We probably lost the whole chat.
Not really. We stayed consistent. I think Jet Central loves it. He says his favorite position is the closer.
I can't see how many people we got in the chat.
We got 6 people. We're hovering.
All right, we're hovering. I like the hover. I like the hover, too. Okay, 20 Savage brings up a good name. To me, they're equal. Yasiel Puig is a guy a lot of people have forgotten about. Yasiel Puig is just as talented as Bryce Harper, and he's been just as productive. They've both been inconsistent. Really? He had a nice bounce back here, and he was great when he first came up.
Let's see Puig. Let's see his statistics.
Well, Puig, of course, got sent down to AAA a couple of years ago, but Yasiel Puig has shown just as much promise to me as Bryce Harper has.
I like Puig's game, too. If he's on your team, you love him. His antics are pretty interesting, to say the least. You know, Yasiel Puig, so... They're pretty similar. They're both kind of hot-headed guys, Bryce and Yasiel Puig.
Yeah, the thing with Puig is he's never played a full season. You know, that's the thing with him. But he has shown you spurts of greatness.
I think Chris Bryant and Rizzo are really good players.
Yeah, well, Rizzo's unbelievable.
Bryant's the best.
Yeah, well, Chris Bryant won the MVP. How about Daniel Murphy?
He's so likable because what was he for the first 10 years of his career? Didn't he just start getting great?
I always say this about Daniel Murphy because I know David Wright is Mr. Met, he's Mr. Captain America, this, that, the other thing. But I always said this about Daniel Murphy. I'm a huge Met fan, but I always said David Wright was overrated, and a lot of Met fans get on me for that. If you go back and look at David Wright, when he first came into the league, look at the lineup he was surrounded by. Jose Reyes, Carlos Delgado, Carlos Beltran. He had all-stars all around him, okay? And this is why this guy was putting up 115, 120 RBI seasons, right? Look who Daniel Murphy had around him when he came up. Lucas Duda, a bunch of double-A players that were playing in the major leagues. So, to me, the reason Murphy didn't show promise until the end of his Met tenure had nothing to do with a fluke. It had to do with the fact that, one, he found his swing, but two, they finally got him some protection. You got Cespedes around him, and he started putting up numbers. And if you look at Murphy's second half as the Mets, even before the playoffs, he batted like 320, he had like 10 home runs, 50 RBIs. He was great in the second half. So I think if Murphy would have came up when Wright did, Murphy would have been pretty close to Wright offensively.
Yeah, not as much of a. Yeah, you're right about it because Wright wasn't a power.
Wright had his fair share of 25, 30 home run seasons.
I think David Wright, though, is a better fielder, definitely.
Oh, not even close. I'm just talking. I'm just talking.
Close. And David Wright has a much smoother swing than Daniel Murphy does, and I think that Daniel Murphy, I mean,
I just gotta
the longevity thing, but you just argued kind of it's the protection thing.
I think the protection definitely helped Wright a lot when he first came up. Let
me tell you about Bryce Harper, man, because Yasiel Puig and Harper are both 279 hitters. I know you mentioned the 100 RBI thing, but he had 87, 86, and 99. In the past couple of seasons. So those are and his numbers with Puig, he is 585. 521 RBIs. Puig only has 331.
Well, Puig, like I said earlier, Puig hasn't played full seasons though. That's the thing. Harper's
healthy.
But 20 Savage asked me a question. Do I know Tim Peterson? The name sounds familiar. Of course, I remember Rick Peterson, the pitching coach. I don't remember Tim Peterson off the top of my head. Rick Peterson, of course, was the guy that was famous for telling Met fans, trade away your whole farm system, bring in Victor Zambrano, I'll fix him in 15 minutes. Yeah, he's still trying to fix Victor Zambrano. He traded away the farm for that garbage pitcher. We ended up trading away, what's his name, that great pitcher. Of course, he got hurt later in his tenure, but he went to Scott Kazmir. We traded him for Victor. Yeah, we traded him for Victor Zambrano. What a disgrace of a trade that was.
Did you do your video today on the Mets, man?
No, I'm working on the Met video. I'm working on the Giant video. I'm going to have a Giant video up about... actually, JC gave me a good recommendation. I'm going to be doing a video on the next year's quarterback, who it could possibly be. Looking forward to that. I'm going to do a video on the Mets salary, payroll next year, what it's looking like, who I think they should spend their money on. So I'm looking forward to a couple of big videos I got coming out.
Awesome. So, yeah, man, I think we can dive into kind of tomorrow's 1 o'clock hour. A game I really wanted to talk about with you is this game. I wanted to talk about the Browns and the Atlanta Falcons. Now, Baker Mayfield last week played I don't know if you saw him versus the Chiefs, but he was very efficient, okay? Duke Johnson had a lot of catches out of the backfield. He put up 21 points. Now, I don't want Baker Mayfield to get discouraged because he's not playing at the same level he did while he was at Oklahoma. But I look at Mayfield; he is progressing. They have a game versus Atlanta at home. I have high expectations for the Browns tomorrow and Greg Williams. So I think the Browns can really keep it interesting, and I really hope Mayfield continues to progress.
You want my thoughts on what you just said?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. First, I'm just going to address the chat because 20 Savage is asking me some questions here. I will look him up after this. What position does he play, by the way? I always like looking in the farm system. Okay, so now with the Atlanta Cleveland game, I think you are completely off base here. They are going in opposite direction. Cleveland has now lost, 4 in a row? Atlanta's won 3 in a row. They look like a completely different team than they did 4 weeks ago. Atlanta, to me, is a much more talented team. And I agree with you about Mayfield. I think Mayfield is going to put up points on this team because Atlanta's defense is weak. And like you said, the last 3 or 4 weeks, Mayfield has played well. The team just hasn't won. So I do see Mayfield throwing 2 touchdowns, throwing for 270 yards, something like that. But I think the Falcons beat him by at least 10 points.
Yeah, I could see. I think Atlanta might win the game as well. I mean, it's hard to really pick. Let me now pick a game where I think it could be an upset. I think that the Browns. I wouldn't rule that as a complete non-upset. But let's go to the games tomorrow. The Bills and Jets with actually Matt Barkley at quarterback. That's a sneaky upset pick. A sneaky upset game. I think the Bills have a chance tomorrow.
That's being played in New York, right?
Yes.
Well, actually, if it was being played in New York, technically it would be in Buffalo. It's being played in New Jersey, right?
Yes. Jets.
Okay. Yeah, so I think the Jets are going to win that game. I'll say this. If the Jets don't win that game, it's time for Bulls to go. I mean, this is do or die for Bulls at this point. You can't lose this game.
It's already time for him to go.
But I think the Jets will find a way to win that game. I'd be surprised if Buffalo beats them. Yeah. I think it's gonna be a low scoring game. It's gonna be a sloppy game. It's gonna be a boring game to watch. It's gonna be something like 17-13. Both teams in the teens to low 20s. And whoever turns the ball over less wins the game, probably. Whoever runs the ball better. I try to pass the ball as, because I'll tell you, Buffalo's defense is very underrated. They have a very good defense. And if I'm the Jets, I try to run. I don't want to pass. I try to run as much as I possibly can.
I like Matt Barkley, though, as a quarterback. I think he's a much better quarterback than Derek Anderson, than Peterson. I think Barkley's a pretty good player, actually.
Oh, he's a good
You're going to be a little surprised at Matt Barkley.
Barkley was a good. I remember at USC, right?
Yeah, and then he played for the Bears. He bounced back. Like, he's an underrated quarterback. And then, of course, I really want to see my guy Davis Webb get in the game if there's any possible way.
See, that's what you're rooting for. You're rooting for a blowout, so you get to see Davis Webb.
Yes. Because I truly think Webb could be another Case Keenum, man. You've seen guys do it. He could be Kirk Cousins.
No, he can't.
Why can't he be?
Because I've seen the guy play. He's not that good.
I mean, he's better than Case Keenum.
No, he's not.
Why?
Because Davis Webb can't take a team to a championship game. Well,
what does Keenum do specifically better than him?
Davis Webb could. Okay, this is all you need to know about Davis Webb. The Giants cut him, and no one picked him up. If he had talent,
no one knows about him.
The guy was a third round pick, fourth.
You just said he has a big arm. He's tall enough to do it. He mentally prepares really well. He's smart.
Okay, I could go
talent.
I could go to Harvard and I could find the whole college can study well. That doesn't mean that they could play in the NFL.
Jamal Adams said he's a starter in the league. Davis Webb gets to the facility earlier than anybody does.
Jamal Adams is his teammate. What do you think Jamal Adams is going to say?
He didn't have to say all that.
I don't know.
You have to say he's a future starter in the NFL.
Listen,
man. I mean, did people think that Brady, when he was a 7th rounder, was going to be successful? I mean, think out Trevor Simeon's a 7th rounder too. I mean, there's so many shitty quarterbacks like Ryan Tannehill. Shit, Dalton is nothing in this league. Andy Dalton, no talent. There's quarterbacks with zero talent.
By the way, anybody that's tuning in, I don't know how many views we got now? 5, 6, 7?
Yeah, 7 around there.
Anybody that's new to the channel, please hit that thumbs up. We'd appreciate it. It helps us grow. Hit the subscribe button. We're trying to do something special, do a joint channel. We want this to get big, so we appreciate each and every one of you guys that have tuned in. 27 has been very active in the chat. I appreciate that.
It's his chat, man. He's won the chat. Fat Matt definitely has won chats before. Benny Breeze has competed. Nathan Hill, certainly. Nathan Hill really is our chat leader. But 20 Savage coming in hot tonight. But, dude, I would love so much if Davis Webb just shoved it up in your face so much. It would be the greatest story ever. It would be like Rudy.
He's never going to get the opportunity. I really believe that.
Next game, even if we're living wherever, I'm tailgating for next preseason. I'm traveling. I'm a Dole Davis Webb band. All right. Let's get to other NFL games that I'm curious. Let me tell you a game that I'm curious to watch, okay? This game I'm curious to watch. The Titans hosting the Patriots. Do the Titans carry over the momentum from last week's game versus New England?
Hold on one second. I'm just responding to something real quick.
Sure. I'm going to go first. I got to pick an upset somewhere, and I'm going to pick this one as an upset. I'm picking the Titans to beat the Patriots. Mike Vrabel, Corey Davis at home.
Get out of here. No chance. No chance they beat the Patriots.
You really don't think so?
No chance.
Josh Gordon's having a big game?
I'm going to tell you right now. Look at the way the Patriots are playing. They're blowing everybody out. They're clicking on all cylinders. Benny's in the chat. What's poppin', Benny? Thank you for joining the live stream. I appreciate it.
Get the heck out of here.
we're talking about... Okay. Benny, I want your thoughts on this. We're talking about potential upsets tomorrow. And Spencer comes at me with Tennessee over New England. Okay, give me a break. What do you think about that, Benny?
He's going to side with you. You got Benny on the payroll. You and Benny are like attached at the hip. You guys are like long lost brothers out. You know, you and Benny. I would say, like, my main subscriber, like, Nathan Hill's probably my friend. I mean, Nathan Hill might be the closest guy. You know, maybe Jet Central defend me. So if Central's still living on the chat, he would defend me that the Titans have a chance tomorrow.
And
Mark Mariota.
And 20 Savage, yeah, actually, I love basketball. I'm a big Knick fan.
I love basketball, too. I'm going to watch the Kings game probably after, like, at midnight or something. I might go get a beer, but let's so you don't think there's any chance?
No, they're gonna beat them by at least 2 touchdowns. The Patriots are gonna blow Tennessee out.
I don't think so at all. I'll bet you right now. I'll take the Titans. Or how many points you're gonna give me tomorrow? 5?
What's the spread?
All right, we'll find it out. I think it might be 7 actually. Let's check it out.
And the Seahawks, I like no way. On the road they're not beating the Rams.
Oh man!
If it was in Seattle, maybe.
This game's over. Touchdown, Clemson. Hold on, let me. Yeah, I'll check the spreads for tomorrow. It's a 7-point line. The Tennessee game.
I'll give you 7.
Yeah, I think that they're going to keep it close.
I don't.
The Packers are favored over the Dolphins by 10. That's a huge number. 10 points.
I'll tell you this though. First off, neither of the team's playing good going in. But if you look at the Packers are 3-4-1 this year, but they're 3-0-1 at home. And that game, of course, is being played in Lambeau Field. Miami has not played well on the road this year. I do think the 10's tough. It's going to be right around 10 in my opinion. But I think the Packers will win that game pretty easily.
Do you think Aaron's overrated?
What? Aaron Rodgers?
This year he's not playing that well.
What are you talking about? The guy has no help around him.
Drew Brees has a chance to overtake Rodgers.
What?
If he wins a championship this year?
No. Aaron Rodgers, from just a pure talent standpoint, is the greatest quarterback I've ever seen play the sport.
Yeah, the Hail Marys. Right.
He's unbelievable. The throws this guy can make.
No, I agree with you. I agree, but he's trying to do too much right now. So
because he has no help.
What quarterback? I can't wait to do the quarterback overrated, underrated video.
Oh, that's gonna be fun. We're gonna do that on this channel, right?
Yeah, I'm trying. These games are not that good in the NFL. I know we're paid to talk about the NFL.
We're paid.
Yes. Chargers, Raiders. The Raiders suck, and
that's gonna be a blowout. That's gonna be a blowout.
The John Gruden thing, like, I don't know if it's gonna work, but I'm not gonna quit. You know, I'm not saying it's gonna be a failure. I think that Marvin Lewis might be a failure. I think, by the way, I'll say a hot take right now. I think Doug Marrone's gonna get fired in 2 years.
You can make an argument that he'll get fired this year.
Because Marrone, that's why, Chris. Like, when you look at teams that are doing well, like last year it was Blake Bortles and Doug Marrone, you need a quarterback and a coach to have that longevity. You can't just rely on the defense every year and roll out a defense.
I'm laughing at what Benny said.
What did Ben say? Oh, gosh. He's a mole.
Benny's a funny guy. He always makes me laugh in the chats.
Yes. You know what? Are you going to be on your chat soon, Tanner?
I'm going to live stream on Monday with Cop Pizzle.
Oh, yes. Yes, Texas Tech just got the ball back. All right, I hope that lady returns to that chat.
Oh, the girl that was hitting on me?
Yes. I really hope she returns to that chat.
Mike McCarthy, I think, will be fired. 20 Savage. That's a good one.
That'll be interesting.
And
then that's a very attractive job.
Yeah. That's a good one. I think he will be fired.
No, that's an excellent, excellent job then.
Yeah.
You know?
Who do you think is the most underrated quarterback in football right now? I think it's Cam Newton. I always say that.
I'm not going to say Matthew Stafford. I'm just not.
Do not.
He doesn't win.
No.
It's tough because I agree with a lot of the rating system. Oh shit. I'm gonna go with Mariota.
Really?
Oh no! I got one. Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy and Mariota, but especially Jimmy Garoppolo. I think Garoppolo is going to be a star.
I disagree.
I think Jimmy's going to be an absolute beast. He gets the ball out of his hands so quickly. He has the intelligence. He's a winner, cool under pressure late. Exactly my type of player. Jimmy Garoppolo is going to be absolutely fantastic.
20 Savage says Jared Goff is underrated. Yeah, but Jared Goff has a perfect layout there.
How about Russell Wilson? I mean, Russell Wilson's a good player, but you know what I'm going to say? I'm still riding with Jimmy G, and I'm also going to ride with Mariota. I think Mariota is going to continue to win playoff games. But Jimmy G for me and Mariota are my guys.
I'm not a fan of either one of those players, to be honest with you.
Not Jimmy G at all?
No, I'm not.
What do you think's going to happen with Jimmy G?
I think it was a horrible contract the 49ers signed. The guy played 5 great games and you signed him to a max deal.
So what's happening in the next 4 years? Is he making the playoffs? Is he winning playoff games? Is he missing playoffs? Is he getting the Super Bowls? What's happening then?
No Super Bowls.
I'm getting this on record.
No Super Bowl. We're talking 5 years?
Yes, sir. Yes.
0 Super Bowls. He's not going to win any division titles in the West. He'll make one playoff. Make the playoffs one time in the next 5 years.
As a wild card.
Yeah, as a wild card.
So over/under in the next 5 years, 2 playoff wins for Jimmy G.
Under. Way under.
Oh my gosh. This is perfect. I wish we could save this in time. It's almost as good as when I got Jet Central. He did a live stream with me before the year started, and he compared Mahomes to Paxton Lynch. And said Mahomes will be out of Kansas City in 3 years. That was one of the greatest sound clips ever I had on it.
I'm telling you right now, Garoppolo's going to be a bust.
Garoppolo, to me, is in the next 5 years, he's going to have 1 Super Bowl championship, probably maybe 2 Super Bowl appearances. I think the 49ers are going to be just as good as the Rams. They're going to be competing. It's going to be like Kaepernick versus the Seahawks again.
The only thing I like about the 49ers is the head coach.
Yes. You like Shanahan, right?
I like Shanahan.
It's a big deal. And John Lynch and that defense is going to be coming around with Reuben Foster, Fred Warner.
I agree with both of Benny's picks. Those might be the 2 guys I would say at the top. Newton and Wilson. Those might be the 2 most underrated quarterbacks in the sport.
I think Wilson is certainly in Seattle, and Wilson's just so damn clutch. You know, that's what's so special about Russell Wilson.
Yeah. And Eli Manning, of course, is very underrated.
Yes, this year. You can't be overrated, bro. I'll tell you that. Eli is just the most fun guy. Oh yeah. I have to ask you this. I can't believe me and you haven't talked about this. My favorite Giant, one of my favorite Giants ever, like a guy that's literally like in the Bible for us, like he's almost like on a pedestal of God to me, is Lawrence Taylor. Of
course, yeah.
And he's clashing now with another figure, Eli Manning. I mean, it's just a nightmare situation for the Giants. You know things are bad when Lawrence is calling out Eli Manning. I want to get your take on what LT said about Eli Manning.
My take on it is the same thing I had when OBJ came out and bashed Eli Manning. I don't think, especially as a Giants legend like that, and it's not like he's in the media. If he was in the media, it'd be different, right? Because that's your job to analyze. Like if Michael Strahan said that, which he never would, because Eli won him a Super Bowl ring as his quarterback. But if it was his job to do that, I wouldn't be against it. But the fact that he just came out and bashed Eli, at the end of the day, as much as people love to bash Eli, and he does deserve some of the criticism, there's no doubt about it. Yeah. He's on the Mount Rushmore of Giants. Nobody could deny that. He's one of the 4 most influential Giants in the history of this franchise. He was the quarterback for 2 of their 4 Super Bowls. And he was the orchestrator of the 2 greatest drives in the history of football, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah. So, at the end of the day, be happy that he was a New York Giant, because if he wasn't, we'd probably still have 2 Super Bowl rings.
So So you know what I'm going to say about Eli Manning is that Eli was just so clutch, and I really think that, unfortunately, I think that Jerry Reese did him a disservice by drafting Beckham, and Eli needed to control Odell Beckham. He needs to communicate better with Shermer and Ben McAdoo. He needs to be more cohesive with the coaching staff rather than being like a pupil. There is a little truth to the sentiment as of late. You know what I'm saying? But there's a pass interference there. But what I was going to say about Eli Manning is that, yes, the drives in Green Bay, the drives in Dallas, he did have great arm strength. He probably is on the Mount Rushmore for me. I would love to have seen him get along with not Ben McAdoo. I don't think that's possible. But with Pat Shermer and Odell Beckham, Eli Manning needs to go to Odell Beckham, and he needs to try to corral him. You know how Drew Brees runs such a tight ship with all these players? That's what Eli Manning needed to do, and I agree about that sentiment, but sometimes you are who you are as a person,
Yeah.
And if Eli was that way around Michael Strahan and Tuck, they wouldn't have respected him.
Benny, JC's he's at a friend's house right now. He was in the chat a little while ago, but right now he's not in the chat. But
the Mount Rushmore of the Giants is Strahan, Taylor.
I want to get to 20 Savage's question in a second as soon as you say this, though. Go ahead.
Yeah, go. By the way, Tech's coming back.
Who's the the Mount? I mean, we're talking modern day Giants. I don't go back to the Y.A. Tittle days. We're talking, we'll say, from 1980 on. Mount Rushmore of Giants. It's Strahan. It's Lawrence Taylor. It's Eli Manning, and it's that's a tough one. The last one.
Catch.
Who would be the fourth one? There, Carl Banks.
Yeah, not Toomer.
But 20 Savage asks, who is the most overrated quarterbacks in the NFL right now?
Well, there could be a lot of that. That's a much better. I mean, there's a much more qualifications for that. Can I go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, I'm gonna say it, Jared Goff. I hate Jared Goff. Well, one thing is Jared Goff's playing really well, but again, he has all day to throw the ball, and a lot of guys could be doing what he's doing. Okay, so he's a tiny bit overrated. I am going to go Matthew Stafford for sure.
Benny says Darnold. He hates Darnold. Benny hates Darnold. But
Matthew Stafford, Pat Stafford. I call him Pat Stafford. That's all he does is pad the stats. No playoff wins or substance. Sucks.
Darnold, to me, you can't say it yet because he's still a rookie.
Darnold is overrated, though. People think he's the greatest thing since sliced bread. You listen to Romo and everybody talk about him, it's almost nauseating.
Yeah, no, you could argue that he was overrated going into the draft process, but we still got to see him play a few more years before we say he's an overrated NFL quarterback. But I...
A prospect.
He was an overrated prospect. You could say that. Stafford is overrated. Matt Ryan is overrated.
He's having a good year this year, though.
He is having a good year this year, but I think for a career he's overrated. Joe Flacco's overrated.
He's not really rated, though.
For his career?
Here's one for sure. Phillip Rivers.
I used to say that about Phillip Rivers. Because he never won the big one, because of where he played, it's conducive.
Not a big arm at all.
Not a big... Well, no, I always say this. If Phillip Rivers played in New York, this is why the Giants didn't want Phillip Rivers. He wouldn't have made it. One, because of how he would have handled the media, and two, because he didn't have the arm strength. He wouldn't have been able to throw in the Windy Stadium at the Meadowlands. The way that Phillip Rivers throws a football is like a discus.
Like he's playing frisbee golf.
Yeah, I can't stand watching him throw the football. But I mean, but overall, Rivers was great. I mean, throughout his career.
Good. Yeah. Not great. Good. Like Romo, very good.
Yeah.
I think Dalton's not really rated that high. I think Kirk Cousins is good.
Kirk Cousins is good.
Not overrated at all. Trubisky is not good.
I agree. I thought that was a horrible pick. I think Mariota's overrated. I know you like him. I don't. I do not like Mariota.
He takes care of the ball. He throws deep down the middle. He's quick to sit.
I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to side with JC. the most underrated quarterback in football is Alex Smith.
No.
I'm gonna say it. I agree with them.
That was coming.
He is very underrated. He really is. I just want to read some of what Benny said there.
It's like Rivers. He can't win. Crap. He doesn't win in the playoffs. Ugh.
What did Benny say? NetLife.
Smith suck. By the way, Alex Smith might lose tomorrow to the freaking Fitzpatrick.
MetLife would swallow Rivers up. I agree with that.
Yes, MetLife is only where Bill Parcells can live. It's swampy and it is dirty.
Well, it's more so in the Meadowlands. The Meadowlands, the wins were even worse.
Yes.
But Rivers wouldn't have made it in New York with those wins. That's something nobody ever takes into account. That's why we're the gurus. Nobody ever takes that into account where a quarterback plays when they look at stats. You put Eli in a dome. You put Eli in sunny San Diego, sunny Miami. His stats are completely different. You put Rivers in Lambeau Field. The guy's out of the league in 3 years because he wouldn't have had the arm strength.
I can't see Rivers playing anywhere. Or I can't see Eli playing in LA either. It's just weird.
Yeah, but he would have put up stats.
He would have.
Andy Dalton. 20 Savage brings up Andy Dalton.
That's why McNabb was good. He can throw in the wind.
McNabb is arguably, to me, and I got to think about this, he's definitely one of the top 3 quarterbacks not to win a Super Bowl, in my opinion. McNabb.
Mm-hmm.
Jim Kelly.
Yes. Dan
Marino and McNabb.
Fouts, Esiason.
I put McNabb above Esiason. Probably above Fouts. I didn't get to see Fouts play.
McNair.
I put McNabb above McNair.
Let me think about guys. Not Trent Green, Archie Manning. Who else? Trent Green, Archie Manning, Culpepper, no. Oh, there should be guys.
I'm telling you, McNabb is a great quarterback.
Sure. Yeah, you're right about McNabb. You're right, especially in the last 20 years. There's some good ones out there right now.
Yeah, Benny, he would have been the second greatest quarterback not to win a Super Bowl, probably behind Marino Elway, had he not gotten Terrell Davis at the end of his career. Andy Dalton is an interesting one because Dalton puts up the numbers, and he's a guy nobody ever talks about, but he's the type of quarterback that isn't going to win you a playoff game. You know?
How about freaking... I think Andrew Luck is a tad bit overrated. I'll go with that because I like Andrew Luck as a person. I like how he hangs in the pocket. He's a little bit overrated right now. That's a decent one.
Andrew Luck, if he could stay... This is my problem with Andrew Luck, and it's not Andrew Luck's fault. The team they surrounded him with is a disgrace, and the guy gets hurt all the time because of it. The offensive line is a joke. They have no running game. They traded away the whole draft to get Trent Richardson, who sucked. And, that's the problem with Luck. It's not Luck himself. It's the Colts organization. What are you cheering for?
Texas Tech just got to stop.
Oh, okay.
They were down 27-10. They're now down 34-27.
Okay.
So it's exciting.
What channel is this on? I'll put it on. We'll watch it together.
It's Fox. And then, Tanner, are we going to bounce in a little bit?
Yeah, we'll bounce in, what, a half hour? 20 minutes?
That's the game, yeah. People, though, on the chat. It was a really fun chat.
Better defense, 85 Bears. I think Benny means the 2000 Ravens, right? Because that was the Ravens defense.
Yes, yeah. With Buddy. Or not with Buddy, with...
Rex.
Ooh.
Rex Ryan.
It's a hit to the head.
The 2000 Ravens
There it is!
The 2000 Ravens was the one that won the Super Bowl.
I'm going to go with... I don't know. I wasn't alive in 85, but Ed Reed was a sensational player.
I'm going 85 Bears. I mean, the 85 Bears is notorious. I mean, I was born in 85. I didn't get to see them. But I'll go 85 Bears. I mean, just from what you hear, they were unbelievable. Of course, the 70s Steel Curtain is probably the second greatest defense ever.
How about Palomalu and the Steelers in, 2008?
Very good defense, but not... I think that Broncos defense in 2015 was better than that defense.
Yep. I remember that. Yep.
Yeah, that Bronco 2015 defense was phenomenal.
Von Miller, Talib, Elvis Dumerville.
What about Jacksonville's defense last year?
Nowhere close to the Steelers, though.
You don't think so?
It was a one-year thing, I think you got to have continuity. You got to have superstars on the team. I know Jalen Ramsey and Calais Campbell are good, Miles Jack, but you don't know if these guys are generational talents.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Look at that catch.
I saw it. Yeah, you're behind me. You're behind me.
Then don't give any reaction, all right? Just continue with the chat.
Great catch.
It's better for you to not even watch then. I'm always behind. It's like I'm in China over here.
Tua or Mahomes? Who impressed you more, Rover?
Well, in college, it's Tua for sure. Like, I wasn't even completely 1,000% sure that Mahomes was going to work out at the NFL level because he played at Texas Tech, like, in the spread where he'd be throwing, like, all these screens and stuff. So, like, he was essentially Bryce Petty in college at Baylor. I don't know if you've ever watched, like, a spread offense.
Yeah, of course.
Yes. Yes, baby. But it's Tua 1,000,000%. Tua 1,000,000,000% over Patrick Mahomes.
I always rooted for Patrick Mahomes because of his dad.
Well, the reason why Tua, because Tua has the quickest release. He's so accurate. There's nothing bad you could say. Mahomes was a schoolyard BS kind of guy. Wouldn't win at such a high percentage. Completely unorganized chaos. Was up and down. Just had raw abilities. I knew Mahomes would be great when I saw him in that last regular season game last year against Denver when they sat Alex Smith. He was making throws to the second level that were unbelievable. And then you saw his intelligence and how he could play in that offense and that he belonged. So, throws it up in the air, catch it! What?
Rover's getting excited because this game's about headed to overtime, and everybody loves college football overtime. It's always entertaining.
Well, if it happens.
Yeah.
I think Will Grier isn't that great. No. I think he's just a product too. His arm strength is just not that good. I mean, he is like a rhythm thrower, but
that's the guy from West Virginia, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. West Virginia, they
third round pick.
I mean, he's gonna probably be like Geno Smith was with West Virginia. Not much of a pro.
Geno was slow. Will Grier's a third round pick.
No, Geno was a second round pick who cried that he wasn't a first round pick.
Here we go. Yeah, baby! Go! Oh. Now you gotta go. You gotta run it twice. I wonder if Jet Central's still here.
I don't think so.
Me and Benny are very similar. Like, Benny wants to act like he's so different than Rover, and he's like giving me drugs, and I'm so outlandish. But at the heart of the heart, me and Benny are pretty similar cats,
Benny is a very knowledgeable sports fan. Very knowledgeable.
He is.
Probably on par with you.
Got him! Get in! Touchdown! Oh, yeah! What a comeback!
Now, do you go for two here?
No! The Jet Duffy!
So it's 34-33 Texas. 34-33 Texas. Texas Tech just scored a touchdown. They're going to either kick the extra point or...
The reason why we love Texas Tech, me and Jet Central, is because we love Jet Duffy, this quarterback from Texas Tech who is in the Elite 11. He's like a 6-foot kid. He's just an electric dual threat quarterback. This kick's got to go in, though, this extra point. Look at Todd Orlando looking all pissed off.
Who's the best pro to come out of Texas Tech recently? Crabtree?
You mean as not a quarterback?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. I'll tell you after the kick.
Tie game.
Kick is good! Yeah. I'll tell you, the best guy to come out, Kiki Kuti?
Who?
Kiki Kuti plays for the Texans. Wide receiver?
No.
Okay. He's like a slot guy. He's pretty good.
He's not as good as Crabtree.
Do you remember Jason Morrow?
Yes.
He came out of Texas Tech. He didn't have a great NFL career. Great in college. Didn't have a great NFL career. Benny's obsessed with this freaking Mountain Dew thing. Like he's like my dietary guy. Did you read that comment? He's like my dietitian.
Yeah, he's a funny guy.
I have diabetes because I keep drinking Mountain Dew. Well, I've been trying to eat salad. Like I went to, I go to the same place Salad Works, and I get this Italian vinaigrette with just lettuce and tomato. That's all I want on a salad.
Yeah.
And
wait. How do you eat your salad?
Italian vinaigrette, lettuce, tomato, nothing else.
Nothing else.
Yes.
Wait. Lettuce? What, like one tomato diced up?
Yeah, well, they dice it up for you.
And a vinaigrette, that's it?
Yes.
That's a boring salad. I'm falling asleep thinking about that salad.
Oh, I don't like salad. I just need to eat it so that I'm not a fat piece of shit. Dude, I'm a fat piece of shit. Even my mom's like, wow, you got a gut, She looked at me the other day like, you got a gut. And the thing is, in basketball, I can kind of get away with it. I'm kind of a three-point shooter. I'm a small forward. I can kind of be like a house and still shoot these threes.
You're what do you mean? I met you, Rover. You're small forward. You're like, what are you, 5'9", 5'8"?
Well, like I'm like 5'11", but when you play in a pickup game, you could be a shooting guard. You could be a 2. You could be a Klay Thompson.
Okay. All right, you want to play?
I don't play with freaking 6'4" kids because then I'm not playing. Then I'm not doing shit. Well, you can't be a point guard either, entertainer. Let's sack his ass. Put him on the ground.
No,
freaking ground bubble.
No, when I played basketball, I played the either the 2 or the 3.
When did you start eating healthy, like salads?
I still don't eat healthy.
Really? Do you eat like fried chicken and stuff?
Oh yeah. No,
the metabolism just gets you every time. You're just all right.
Well, I'm not. What do I weigh? I fluctuate. I go between 185 and 210.
Oh, okay.
You're
fine like me then. You're fine. You're not one of these 170 guys. All right.
No, I mean, I have a broad frame. So when I was in high school, I was built like a little pencil. I think when I was a senior in high school, I might have weighed 130 pounds soaking wet.
Holy shit! As a senior.
As a senior, yeah.
Holy shit! That's almost like alien numbers.
Yeah, and then I broadened out a little bit as I got older.
Play sports like basketball and stuff. Would you get pushed around?
Yeah, no, my best sport in high school was baseball. I was a very good baseball player. I probably could have played collegiate. I gave up on the sport, which I shouldn't have. But
D3?
Yeah, I could have played D3. I was a very good baseball player.
Played infield?
I played pitcher and outfield.
Oh, pitcher. So were you a good pitcher?
Yeah, I hit low 80s.
Hit him! Hit him! Shit! No, that's a late hit out of bounds. You dumb mother.
What did Benny say here? Rover is that golf caddy that wouldn't shut up, LO.
A golf caddy?
He's saying you're a golf caddy that won't shut up.
Pretty appropriate. He's funny though, but I'm not that loud as a caddy. I mean, I'd help you as a caddy. I'd want to be a caddy.
I'll tell you, I know you're a big golfer, right?
Yeah, I like golf a lot.
I would love to play golf. I don't play golf enough. I love playing golf. I don't play it as much as I'd like. I haven't played it in like a year.
Aren't you a lefty? Are you a lefty?
No, I'm a righty.
Oh, okay, because that's maybe why you're good at pitching. But yeah, I hit the ball driving wise like 260.
On a fly?
No, overall like 260, 270.
Let me show you my golf clubs real quick.
I have tailor-made irons.
Yeah, let me show you. Let me show you my golf club real quick.
Hit him. Yes.
Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna get my driver. Hold on.
This is history. We are going to see Chris the Entertainer's golf swing, I think, coming up. But I'm like a 6. I'm like a 10 or a 12 handicap. The game that I have on is I have on a Texas Tech, Texas on Fox Sports. It's all you, Benny Breeze. Benny Breeze taking over this chat from 20 Savage. Here we go. Hit him. Hit his ass. Oh, in the backfield. Short.
So I got.
You got to be shitting me. You got to use timeouts here for a clip. What?
I got the TaylorMade burner.
Oh, that's fire.
Yeah. I drive it about I'm driving about the same as you when I hit it right.
That's 2008. That's fire. You can hit that thing all day long. That was a big ass sweet spot.
Yeah, these are a great set of golf clubs. Great set of golf clubs.
You have the irons too?
Yeah, the whole set. The whole set.
What putter do you have?
I don't even remember. Hold on, I'll tell you. Hold on.
You don't have a Scotty?
Hold on.
You don't have a Scotty Cameron? I got to get Chris out of the city and into the rural spots, into the suburbs, start playing some golf. We got to bet on golf. Golf is one of the best sports ever. Golf is the best sport, one of my favorite sports, best sport ever, because
not much of a putter. I think it's just like a hammy. I don't know what.
It looks like a Lexus putter. Well, it's wow, you probably had that thing for a while though.
Yeah.
It's like all reliable.
Yeah, but all the clubs are the same set. My ex-girlfriend's family bought me that set, but it's a
your ex-girlfriend, you would have thrown it away, right?
No, those are good golf clubs. I love those golf clubs.
The ex-girlfriend. That's awesome because, and it's, I don't really play like a lot of sport. Like, I don't have a girlfriend, but I kind of like playing golf with the guys, not bringing the girls out to play because it's kind of like a guy thing,
Benny Breeze said, my for the putter, the hockey stick like in Happy Gilmore.
Yeah.
My favorite golfer it's got to be Tiger Woods. It's got to be Tiger Woods.
Right, but that's not a unique answer. Let's hear some unique ones.
I mean, everybody likes Phil. Everybody like Bubba Watson.
I like Bubba too.
Bubba Watson's an entertaining player to watch.
That's Reed.
Who?
Reed.
Wait, who?
Big fat Patrick Reed.
I don't.
Masters.
I'd have if I saw him. I'm sure I'd know him.
Fuck.
Jordan Spieth is another good one. Yeah, he's great.
Damn.
What about
Yeah, Spieth's okay. He's kind of a little bit of a Class A, like, try-hard kind of D-bag.
What about McIlroy?
Don't love him, honestly.
He hits the ball a ton off the tee.
I like Brooks Koepka.
Yeah, he's a good player.
Koepka. DJ, Dustin Johnson.
Dustin Johnson hits the ball a ton.
Ricky's the guy that can never win it, but Ricky Fowler's a beast, too.
Yeah, I tell you, I have only been to one golf event in my life. It was the U.S. Open when it was on Long Island.
Yeah, what year?
It was when I was dating my ex-girlfriend because I went with her. I think it was like two. It wasn't the first one at Bethpage. It was the second one.
Holy shit! Was that when Phil blew up to Jeff Ogilvy on the 18th hole?
It was the year where Dustin Johnson was not a known golfer yet, but he had the lead going into the last day. He didn't end up winning though.
Who won that shit then?
I can't remember. But Tiger and Phil were both in contention the whole time.
And what, did it end on Monday or Sunday?
FM Football Highlights is back in the chat.
Touchdown.
It actually ended on a Monday because
tree catch.
It actually ended on a Monday because they had a rain delay.
Yeah, it was Lucas Glover who won that shit.
Yes, you're right. It was Lucas Glover. The name now that you said that, I remember the name. I have an ex-girlfriend in every state, Benny.
Creepy how I knew that. Creepy how I knew that.
Benny says I got an ex-girlfriend in every state. I wish. FM highlight. Fat Matt. Should I call you Fat Matt or Fat Matt just rolls off the tongue. It rhymes. Fat Matt's
gonna create all these like ghost accounts.
Yeah, but Jordan Spieth, by the way, 20 Savage said, great answer.
An ex-girlfriend, I'd want her to be in Vegas. I mean, that would be a hell of a state.
Did I show you the girl I hooked up with in Vegas? I did, right?
Absurd. You don't normally brag, but this girl's... I wonder if we could show her over internet waves. Well, would lose your mind.
Yeah, she was smoking. I got lucky. I got lucky with that one. I got lucky.
Absurd.
But
it was like Giamatti and Sideways. It was so freaking funny.
I'm just having a great time doing. I just love talking about anything with the people in the chat, with you.
These are my real. I don't have real friends. I just have internet friends like you.
Well, soon we're gonna be living together. That's the plan with this channel, right?
Yeah. And then we got to pick up women. We got to do it on the weekends.
Oh, I showed Benny. That's right. I did show Benny.
Arizona. You did show Benny Brees?
Yeah,
you guys have
Yeah, we text. We text.
Guys are to that level. Oh, that's freaking crazy. Benny Freeze.
Benny's a great guy. Benny lives right by me. He lives in Astoria.
Oh my gosh. What I was gonna say is that the girl was absolutely crazy. I got to get out to Vegas because I need to have that kind of fortune myself. You know, like getting girls in college isn't that easy. Like everyone makes it seem like getting girls is easy. Well, maybe it's just me. But
well, it depends. It depends what you're going for. You know, are you going out there?
I go for the top line a lot, but it's hard to go for like fat chicks. You know.
Well, it's hard, but sometimes you got to suck it up. Sometimes you got to get a couple of beers in you, and they look a little bit better. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You're a veteran.
What shirt are you?
You know what you're freaking doing.
What shirt are you wearing, Rover?
Wichita State, Missouri Valley Conference champions.
Wichita State. I love that team.
Yes, Ron Baker. I'll tell you who was on that team. I don't know. Fred VanVleet might have been on that team. Oh shit, Jet on the run. Jet
VanVleet was the shooting guard, right?
No, he was the point guard, and Ron was the shooting guard.
Okay.
You had Clay Early on that team. You had Zach Brown, McDuffie. Trying to think of who else was on that team.
Who's that power forward they had? I think it was the year. I think it was the year before. He was this white guy.
Who was big?
Yeah.
Nurger.
I can't remember.
Ronald Nurger.
I can't remember.
He wasn't an NBA guy at all. Right?
No. It wasn't an NBA guy, but he was a great college player.
And he's a big white power forward.
I'm
Nurger. I mean, but we had a couple of really good.
You know what? I might be thinking of. I might be thinking of the other mid-major that went to back-to-back Final Fours over there.
Butler?
Yeah, I think I'm thinking of maybe.
So you're thinking of Matt Howard.
That's what I'm thinking of, Matt Howard.
A lot different than.
Matt Howard. Matt Howard was like your typical pickup basketball guy.
Yeah.
You know?
Do you remember Stephen F. Austin at all? The Lumberjacks?
Yeah. They went to the Sweet 16, right?
Thomas Walkup?
Yeah. I can't wait to do March Madness with you.
Yes.
On this channel. You know how much fun that's going to be?
Oh, my gosh. It's my favorite time of year. Loyola almost made me die last year.
Yeah.
Sister Jean, the three-pointer.
Yeah.
I love that Loyola team. I fall in love with teams every year like that. Florida Gulf Coast Dunk City, that was the freaking best. It was so amazing.
This channel is going to be great. It really is. We're going to be talking all things New York sports. If you haven't told your friends, please do, because we want to build our community. We want to talk sports with you guys.
Yes.
And we absolutely just love sports, and we just love hanging out with each other.
Absolutely. We have great people watching. Go ahead and subscribe.
Yeah, MLB spring training. Yeah, he's absolutely right. Benny, we talked a little baseball earlier. I don't remember if you were in the chat yet.
This might be my favorite time of the year, though, right now.
Actually, I might agree with Benny. I love March because you got the NFL draft coming into the fold. You've got March Madness. You've got baseball around the corner. You've got the playoffs for basketball coming up. It's a good time, March, April.
Yeah, the Final Four, the Masters, and then the NBA playoffs comes out. But I like right now. I like November, December. Actually, January. NFL playoffs in January is pretty damn good with the NBA rolling.
What do you think about that question by 20 Savage? Loyola Chicago, should they be ranked?
No, unfortunately, they lost they got beat on a dunk last night by a pretty shitty school. So.
Oh yeah.
They lost Ben Richardson. They lost Ingram. They lost a lot of guys from last year.
I'm a huge St. John's fan. Probably on par with the Knicks, but they just haven't been good in recent years.
Well, Chris Mullins. So you've watched Creighton play them and everything?
Oh, yeah.
Play them?
I watch every chance I get St. John's. I love St. John's.
Creighton and Grant Gibbs. Don't tell me what happens with this play. There was nothing that really happened, though.
Nothing.
Sam Ellinger with the game-winning drive. That was a drive he wouldn't have made last year. He would have picked to lose it. But Chet Duffy is a beast.
You see Benny's comment? We really do appreciate that. He said he sent out 31 emails about Insomnia Sports. We appreciate that, Benny.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Great work.
Yeah, tell your friends, hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button. We're trying to grow.
To 100 minutes, and then we'll end the chat.
Yeah. I don't know where we are. I can't see the number, but
we're at 100. It was a really fun chat, though.
Oh, this was a blast. We talked about everything. We talked about women. We talked about golf clubs. We talked about baseball. We talked about college basketball, football, everything.
One day, Tanner, we got to get, I'd love to have a YouTuber in here that goes late with us on Saturday nights, and we could pick his brain about a lot of fun stuff, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
It would be great. Because I think people would really enjoy it, and we'd even enjoy getting the other interviewer. We're going to have to end the chat soon.
I'm just reading Benny's comment.
Benny, yeah. Benny's just roasting the shit out of me.
he's just kidding.
He's piling on.
He's just kidding.
Yeah, old Benny. Old Benny.
What do you got in the background there? What is that a painting of?
I don't know. Actually. Nobody knows. It's something parents put up. So.
But yeah, I figure when I finish this beer, we'll end the chat.
Tanner, I'm gonna bounce pretty soon before Benny keeps you roasting me.
He's just messing with you. He's not serious.
Yeah. I have to go to get the inflatable.
But I can't wait to. I'm sure we're gonna start going to. Actually, that's one thing we should announce. We're planning on doing a. What week did you want to do that? Where we all meet up to watch all the playoff games.
And you'll get that Saturday off.
Yeah, I'll get the set, but I need to know now so I could request it.
Wild card weekend.
You prefer wild card weekend?
You fly out to Florida, Jet Central.
Is that what you want to do? You want to do it in Florida?
That'd be beast. That'd be a hell of a time.
All right, we'll run it by JC first.
Yes. Wait, let's think of where are the wild card teams going to be playing. I know in Philly they'll be playing. Would you want to go to a game? Would you want to go to a city where they're playing a game?
Well, that would be your place.
I know Philly has a game. Who else will have a game that weekend?
Yeah.
Minnesota or Chicago will have a game. And then the other games will be in Pittsburgh and maybe Houston.
If I'm picking one of those cities, I'm picking Houston just because it's warm.
Right.
I don't want to be going to Chicago in January.
How about L.A. the next week? Or New Orleans would be a lot of fun.
New Orleans would be a lot of fun. That would be the second round, though.
The second week? We're doing trips? Because I was thinking about this. If we do go to a game, we should get a box. I wish that someone would put us up in a box eventually and we'd stream it.
Oh, my God.
If we got invited to the finals, how would we stream that thing?
I don't think we'd be able to.
Right. We would just enjoy.
Yeah.
I think that New Orleans the second week would be a really fun trip.
Oh, that'd be great. I've never been to New Orleans. But the problem is we wouldn't be able to enjoy it because we'd be streaming the games.
I mean, no. Friday night you would enjoy it. The week after the games you would enjoy it.
Well, if we're doing Friday night, I got to request off 2 days.
I mean, Saturday night when we would watch, we probably would do maybe the first half of the second game and then go out and enjoy it.
No. We're going to stream the full game.
All right, yeah, but, I mean, enjoying it, you would find time to enjoy it.
Yeah, we'll go out, we'll meet all the women afterwards. Benny has a question. Trevor Lawrence, is he eligible in 2020?
Next year? Is 2020?
Yeah.
No, this is his true freshman year. 2021.
Go to a Texas men's basketball game. Well, that's actually our plan, 20 Savage. Once the channel grows, we want to go on a college tour.
Dude, if we go to Houston, we could go to a Houston Texans game. We got to go to the best wild card matchup available. That might be in Houston. That would maybe be a really fun. That would be an interesting trip to Houston. I'll tell you that much.
So we go to Houston, we stream, then we hang out in Houston for the weekend?
Houston or Austin, Texas.
The thing is, we got to make sure they got good Wi-Fi.
The city of Houston.
No, I'm saying the hotel we stay in.
Yeah, we'll stay in a big-time hotel. We're just going to be in the hotel.
Yeah, I mean, where else are we going to go to stream the game?
Houston, but we will go to the Houston game.
Yeah, I guess we'd have to, right?
There's probably some good nightclubs. By the way, good friend of mine knows Tyreek Evans. Stayed at his house in Indianapolis, so we should get an interview with Tyreek and Cam Reddish.
Really? Really?
He trained Cam Reddish because Cam Reddish is from the Philly area. He's in Camden. That's where he grew up.
Benny's got me dying.
What did Benny say?
Yeah, he's not making fun of you.
Oh, because Benny has a girl in Houston too.
So we're gonna get an interview with Cam Reddish, huh?
Yes, we are.
That would make the channel explode.
Yes, we are. We'll film it live.
Wow, I'd have to put that on my channel too with the Knicks content.
Oh yes. Oh yes. I think we got to record it. Like get a high definition camera and everything. So Tanner, before we go, when are we getting the logo, man?
I think we'll have the logo up this week. I think JC said he's working on that. We'll have the logo up. I'm working on getting an intro together for our videos. By the way, Benny, everybody it seems like it's just 20 Savage and Benny in the chat. We are gonna have a what was I gonna say? Oh man, it just slipped my mind.
Preview of the NFL.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be doing a preview of every NFL matchup every week. So we're gonna have 16 videos a week. Where it'll be me and Rover doing one game, it'll be me and JC doing another, it'll be Rover and JC doing another, and we're gonna simulate it as if we were the coaches. So I'm gonna game plan as if I'm Andy Reid if I'm doing the Chiefs game. So I think it'll be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, it's gonna be terrific. And Benny, yes, you can come on the show. Eventually, we'll have Benny on as a guest.
Yeah.
What I was going to say to you is I can't wait for you to post on your channel that this channel exists.
Well, yeah, and JC, of course, it'll pop off because...
that better be the best video he ever made.
Because he's got, what, almost 7,000 subscribers?
Every couple of weeks, I should give a reminder of what's going on with Insomnia Sports. I'll give that, a weekly reminder of content.
Yeah, same thing, 20 Savage, of course. Any one of our, early subscribers.
Come on, yes.
Yeah, absolutely. I welcome anybody that's loyal to our channel.
At Benny, 20 Savage, Nathan Hill. I mean, those are the guys. And again, those are the guys that, like, if this channel ever gets big, we're not going to forget about them.
Wait. What's with this if talk? There's no if.
All right, just trying to be modest.
Well, I'm kidding with you. When this channel gets big.
Yes, I'll start thinking like Chris. That's why he's elite. All right, I'm going to head out, man. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, all right, Benny wants the picks real quick. You want to do it real quick? Run it down real quick?
All right, fine. Against the spread?
Yeah, let me pull it up real quick. We'll do spread.
Real quick.
I'll pull it up. Yeah. What is it? What week is it? Week 10?
Yes.
Where is it? Alright, so... Okay, first game. You ready?
Sure.
Alright, we'll do the spread. We'll do the pick, the spread and the over-under. Bills at Jets. Jets favored by 7. 36.5 is the over-under. What do you got?
Are we writing this down?
I'll just read it off my phone.
Oh, give me the over, actually.
And what about the pick?
Buffalo.
You taking Buffalo getting the 7. I'm going to agree with you on that. I think Jets win, but it'll be a close game. I like Buffalo getting the 7, and I like the under in that game.
It's low scoring, but that's just a crazy low number.
I'm going to say a 17-14 Jets win. We got, by the way, all of us own the channel, 20 Savage. It's me, JC, and Rover. It's a joint channel. We're trying to grow this together because we're all very good friends on YouTube. And the eventual goal, we're gonna make a trailer, but the eventual goal is to actually live together, whether it be in the same house or in the same town, so we can film these together side by side as we watch the games, talk about the games. That's the eventual goal. All right, next game we got up is Atlanta Falcons at Cleveland. Cleveland is getting 6. Over/under is 50.5. Who do you like?
I said I liked Cleveland earlier, but I did already bet this game for Atlanta. So I agree with you, Atlanta.
And what about the over/under 50?
Let's go over and let's pick the Falcons.
I agree on both. I think Atlanta wins by at least 10, and I think it goes over the 50.5.
You lead the next one off.
All right, okay, I'll pick the next one. All right, next game we got the Saints at the Bengals. The Bengals are getting 5.5 with the over/under being 54. I'm going to go under on the over/under. I don't think the Saints are the same offense on the road. And I'm going to take the Bengals getting the 5.5. I think the Saints win, but it's close.
Okay. I'll take Saints, and I agree with you on the under. I think the under's actually the play. It's a very good under.
I agree with that. I think it's way under 54. I think
it's going to be bad weather out there. I could totally see it being under.
I think it's mid 40s. Mid 40s.
Yes.
Okay, so we got let's see. We got Redskins at the Bucks. Bucks are I'll start again. Redskins at the Bucks. Bucks favored by 3. I'm taking the Redskins, and I'm taking a money line. And the over/under is 51. I'm going to say... I'll tell you, the Bucks have a very underrated offense. They put up a lot of points.
It's Fitzy.
But I'm going to go under. I'm going to go slightly under, and I'm taking the Redskins with the 3. I think the Redskins are going to win outright.
Holy shit. I'm going to take it'll be fun. I'll take the Bucks. I don't think they're making the wild card. I'll take the Bucks outright, and I'll take the over. I'll differ there with you.
Okay.
But not that confident. Not that confident.
All right, we got Patriots at the Titans. Titans getting 7 with a 47 over/under.
Let's go under in Tennessee.
I'm going to go under too. And I'm going to take the Patriots. I think the Patriots win something like 28-17.
Okay. That sounds like an over.
No, it's 45 points. It's a 47 over-under.
All right.
All right, we got Jacksonville at the Colts. The Colts are favored by 3 with a 46.5 over-under.
Colts.
I agree. Well, I wouldn't bet this game because I think it's going to be right around that 3 points.
Colts. Like the Colts.
You think they cover the 3?
Yes.
What about the 46.5?
Under.
I agree with that. Jacksonville still is,
Blake Bortles ain't going over.
and Jacksonville still does have a very good defense at the end of the day.
Yep. Miss out the next couple.
I'm going to take Jacksonville, actually. I think the Colts win by 1 or 2 points, or it's a push. But I think, I'll take Jacksonville and I'll take the under. I'll start the next one. We got Detroit at the Bears. Bears favored by 6.5, 44 points over under. I'm gonna take Detroit. I think the Bears win, but it's closer than the 6.5. And I'm gonna take the under, actually. I think it's a very low scoring game.
I can really see Detroit winning the game outright, actually. The more that I think about this game.
So you like the points, for sure.
I love Detroit, actually. The more I think about it, I love Detroit.
What about the over-under?
Over.
Okay, over, really? Okay.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be a big, high-scoring game.
How about this spread? This might be the biggest spread I've ever seen in an NFL game. Are you ready for this?
Yes.
Arizona Cardinals at the Chiefs. The Chiefs are favored by 16.5 with a 49.5 point over-under. I'm taking the Chiefs. I think they cover the spread. As a matter of fact, I'm going to make that my lock of the week because you got the worst team in football going up against the best on the road. I think the Chiefs beat them by 24 or more. I like the Chiefs, and I like the over in that game because the Chiefs' defense sucks. So I think the Cardinals will put up.
I agree with you. It's not the biggest spread ever.
But it's up there.
It's one this year, actually.
That's a big spread, though.
Guess what game this year had the biggest spread? of 17 points.
I got to think about that.
And the result was historic.
I'm guessing it was a game with the Bucs early in the season.
No. Buffalo Bills at Minnesota Vikings.
Wow. All right,
Almost bankrupted Vegas.
That makes sense.
And the suicide, I think suicide leagues everywhere just died on that game.
Yeah.
Remember Josh Allen came out. Remember the Bills?
They blew him out.
Yeah. It was insane.
Yeah. That was crazy. That's a good call by you. The next game we got, okay, this is a lock. The Chargers at Oakland. Oakland is getting 10 at home. 50-point over-under. What do you like?
Well, the Chargers, remember they only beat C.J. Beathard by 2?
Okay.
So they're not that great against the number.
Okay.
So I actually will differ from you here. I actually will take Oakland with the points. The Chargers are going to win the game.
Really? You're taking Oakland?
And we're going under.
I think Oakland has completely quit on this season. I think they're a disgrace of a football team. I don't think they could beat my high school football team. And because of that, I'm taking the Chargers to beat them by 30 points on the road, and it goes over.
It's just too easy, though.
I'm going something like 42-14.
That's where Vegas gets you. It's too easy.
I think the Chargers blow them out.
Too easy. Too easy.
I think the Chargers blow them out. And then we got what do we got up next? We got
over in that one.
I'm taking the over. The next one we got Miami at Green Bay. Green Bay favored by 10 at home, 47.5 point over under.
Green Bay. Love them.
You think they cover the 10?
They get it together. They get their shit together.
I wouldn't bet this game because Miami does have a good defense. I could see them keep.
It's Brock.
No, I agree. Green Bay's going to win the game.
I think it's Brock.
The question is, do they cover the 10 points? I'm going to say Green Bay, but it's close. I think they win by about 14.
Okay, I give you that.
And what do you think? Over the 47.5 or under? I'm going to say under.
Under for sure in Lambeau, yes.
Yeah.
Good defense. The Dolphins have some defensive talent.
Yeah.
Patrick's good.
What do you think we're looking at? Something like a 27-13 type game? Something like that?
30. Oh, wow. 31-14.
Okay. I like that call. Next up, we got Seattle at the Rams. Rams favored by 10.
At 9? Okay.
50-point over-under.
Let's go Rams here. Especially with coming off the loss, the motivation to get back.
You taking the Rams to cover the 10?
Motivation of just losing.
And what about the over-under?
Remember the Rams kicked the crap out of Seattle last year in Seattle?
No,
over under like 55?
50.
That's not even that high. I think it'll go over.
I'm going to go... It's tough for me. I think that 10 is a perfect number. I think it's going to be right around 10 points.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's a perfect number. I'll pick the Rams, though, because like you said, they're coming off a loss. I'll say the Rams win by about 13, 14 points, and I'll say it goes just over. Something like a 34-20 type game.
Okay.
Okay, we got Eagles, Cowboys at the Eagles. Eagles favored by 7, 43.5 point spread. Over under rather.
We do Monday night tomorrow. Save it up, baby. That game's going to be really entertaining. The Giants game.
Yeah.
I'm with you. Eagles and under. I'll take.
I agree with that. Eagles and the under. I'll take the Eagles to win by about 10, but go under the 43.5.
Dallas sucks offensively, yeah.
Yeah, and then Benny just asked me a quick question. Hey, Chris, if you were the Rams were at home versus the Saints, you think the Rams would have won? Yes, I do. I think the Rams at home would have won that game.
Maybe, yeah.
I think whoever has the home game in the playoffs wins when the Rams and Saints play each other. And then we got the Giants at San Francisco. San Francisco favored by 3.5. 44.5 over under.
No way. The Giants are keeping it within a field goal. 2 weeks to prepare, the bye week. Giants might even win the game.
But you got to figure the 49ers had almost just as much time because they played Thursday night.
Yeah, but we still have like a lot to prove. You know what I mean?
I hate saying this as a Giant fan. I'm taking the Niners to cover the 3.5, and I am gonna say
fucking under.
I'm gonna say under the 40, whatever it is. I'll say something like a 24-10 Niners.
Okay, I like it. And yeah, and the offense sucks. Do we see Lauletta?
No. I don't think we see Lauletta this week. I don't think he's ready.
Then he gets in there next.
Nope. I don't think we see Lauletta till the last 4 weeks of the season.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty, that's about it.
But there you have it.
Tanner, I'm going to bounce, man. It was a blast.
Yeah, there you have it, guys. Those were our picks. I thank each and every one of you guys for staying on. If you haven't done so, please hit that like button. Please subscribe. And thank you guys for tuning in. You guys are great.
Thanks.
As always, cheers.